And
Mhm.
today, it seemed like everyone was waiting to get a sense of the employment situation, which seems to be positive and things continue to roll. What are you seeing? How are you reacting? What are your thoughts?
Hey, let's jump right into the employment numbers, right? Because there's always been this kind of thing over our heads, which is what is the Fed going to do next? There's been some uncertainty in the last couple of weeks ever since, that the people of the United States made that decision that they wanted to have Donald Trump back in the presidency. So that's caused a lot of, interesting things happening in the market, basically based on, different sentiments jumping in. Well, looking at the employment numbers, which leads to the story of what the Fed's going to do, uh, employment numbers got back on track, right? If we take a look over here, non-farm payrolls, they grew by 227,000. That's a little bit more than it was expected. And also last month, which was October, that number was revised up from 12,000 to 36,000. Now, October had some interesting things going on, right? We had that hurricane. We had a couple of different things that caused the jobs to go stale. Well, we recovered with a vengeance this month. Two hurricanes in a row, I should say. Unemployment rate, however, this is the other story. So remember, when this employment situation comes out, it comes out with two different data points. They go to the employers for this number, the non-farm payrolls numbers and the private payroll numbers and the manufacturing payroll numbers, but then they go to the households for the unemployment rate. So this is kind of the best of both scenarios. This is where jobs are being created and they're getting, back on track after a month of pullbacks, but at the same time, unemployment's going up. And so that kind of solidified, if we jump over to the CME FedWatch that we like to check in with weekly, you know, this number is around 88. It was up at 90% this morning. This number is around 10%. It's up back at 11%. Yesterday, one day ago, this number was at 70%, right? So these are employment numbers that people wanted to hear, that the Fed wanted to hear in order to make it okay for them to drop that rate. This 90% number, SIP, is, the probability that the Fed's going to drop by another quarter point next week.